Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, if you're wondering what that little sausage over there is, it's Sky Bunny. So, Sky, hi, girl, hi, baby. Okay, she still refuses to look at the camera. However, I am here today to do a reading on Jennie and Charles Melton. Okay, so T, right? They honestly looked like a cute couple. I'm not gonna lie. They would kind of be a cute couple. When I saw him act in Jennie's Love Hangover, which it's an okay song, but when I saw him act in Jennie's, listen, I know he's an actor, and actors are supposed to be good at acting, but man, he was playing that role a little bit too convincingly. Like like the way he just looked at Jennie, just looked I know he's got to convince us and play the role, but bro, can you not make it look too convincing? Like you really are just like living the dream up. Like, oh my God, I finally get to act like Jennie's fake boyfriend. Is like you're living out a fantasy, a dream. Like, could you not like make it look so obvious? But yeah, no, that's the only reason why I say that is because their dynamic didn't look. That's how he came off, but from the way Jennie came off in that music video, I mean, I know she's acting too. Yeah, I know she's acted too. She's definitely act. I've seen her act with The Weeknd. But she didn't really convince me with that acting. Like she was in love with her leading character in that one. However, I get it. She's more focused on trying to sing and convey lyrics. So with that, I'm just going to be doing a reading to see how they are doing. They are definitely close. I've seen them still take pictures. It seems like they are buddies, besties, and I love that. You can be friends with the opposite sex. How does one make that work? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. How can you be friends and hang out with the opposite sex and it's not awkward? Oh, what? Oh, wow. It's just fascinating. Anyway, so with this, I'm going to, okay. One more shuffle because I did see what that bottom card was. And then I'm going to pick a card for Jennie. And I'm going to pick a card for Charles. All right. This will go in the center. The Two of Wands. I see exactly how I'm about to read this. The question is how I'm going to lay out. I got you. Okay. Yep, exactly. Okay. Oh, can I guess who is who from these cards? Can I guess? Do I want to guess? Can I guess? Guess. Okay. I'm gonna make this side Charles, and then this side Jennie, and then the center is their connection because we have the Two of Cups, the Two of Wands here. And honestly, the first card that came out was the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands. I'm going to presume that represents Charles because he is a king or a male energy. And then, however, that leaves this card to therefore be Jennie, which is the Ten of Swords upside down. Which, hear me out. I don't want to make Jennie feel like she's out hanged to dead. But honestly, because the Magician is right underneath it, I felt as though that really coincides with Jennie and what she's really going through, especially with up here with the transformation that's going on. So this just very much gave off Jennie energy. I could just be biased, but at this point, I've read on Jennie so much that I feel like I just spot her energy. And then therefore over here we have the which this Five of Pentacles, no, this Five of Cups. The way this horse looks, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of giving me like Charles, what's his name? Jack Harlow. I know it's weird. It was a weird connection, but in the sense of the way I see Jack Harlow now, especially now that I've listened to his song Tranquility, which is what I'm honestly picking up from this song. Honestly, if you haven't seen Tranquility, listen to it by Jack Harlow. talk about a story, talk about a song that tells your story. And that's what I see here with this 5 of Cups for Charles. Speaking of masculine energy, and I just happen to pick a masculine celebrity to match to that. And then also here at the very bottom, I see the 3 of Swords. So I'm not trying to say that the love wasn't reciprocated, but if I'm going to sit here and try to look at a love reading, I may say that the feelings were maybe not instead of maybe the feelings that I'm picking up here, because it is upside down, and instead of it representing a heartbreak, you'd be represent healing a heartbreak. Now I know negative cards could just never look non-negative, so just for the funsies of it, I'm going to look up 3 of Swords upside down. 3 of Swords in reverse. Let's see if I am right. No, even worse. In reverse, it represents mental alienation, represents confusion, and represents a distraction. I could believe that. I could believe that just with the 5 of Cups right above it. So what I see here in this very moment, let me just get to the center before I start breaking them. Now that I give an overview of who I feel is who and why based off of the present cards, let's look at the 2 of them before I dive into them individually. So what do I see right here in the very middle that represents them? Well, the 2 of Wands, which represents 2 people coming together. Now, 2s don't always have to symbolize 2 individuals coming together. It could be a person coming together within themselves and getting to know themselves and comfortable with themselves and exploring sides of themselves. However, because I am doing a relationship reading and this just happened to be the first card that came out, I'm going to see it, and wands are usually weapons, I'll say. But even though I see the colors here that represent the rainbow of harmony, I will also say that while there is harmony in them coming together, like it is a platonic, reciprocated, we mutually love each other in a friend way kind of friendship, I do see that there could be some friction with the way that they maybe interact with each other. Because here below them, since that was the pattern here, what I see below them is the Daughter of Cups or the Page of Cups, which there we go again with the with talking about emotions and coming together. The Page of Cups usually symbolizes somebody who is trying to grow with their maturity, trying to maybe learn each other, get to know each other, study each other, because pages can represent apprentices or people that are in the process of studying and evolving and growing and trying to mature. So because of that, they could have come together and honestly, what I'm seeing here, and this just happened to lead me way over here to hint back to him, because this Page of Cups is the only card right side up at the bottom, and this in the bottom row represents their foundation. However, for both of them, their foundation is upside down. Jennie is the Magician, and Charles is the 3 of Swords. So what I see between them is Jennie could be feeling, as I'll get to Jennie, but I'll put Jennie on the side for a second. But what I can see here, looking at half the story, is the fact that what I saw here is that there could be some confused. I keep wanting to say healing, but because interesting cards are upside down, I just have to say that it's instead of less of a healing, it's more of the fact that when he's around Jennie, or the vibe that Charles gets from Jennie, that like what draws him to her, since this represents a foundation, this is something within him, something that he finds himself feeling connected to Jennie in a sense, is the 3 of Swords upside down, which is kind of confusion. Maybe he's trying to figure it out. Sometimes when you have a friend that is attractive, you can get a little bit confused about, am I just admiring you because you're just an attractive person, or am I admiring you because I really do have feelings for you like that? And with Jennie over here, on the flip side, with this Magician upside down, she is, when it comes to Charles, I don't want to say he pulls her out of her element. Well, actually, that's what he honestly could do. That's exactly what he does. So that's exactly what it is with Jennie and Charles. They are able to bring out something in each other that draws them together. He's able to bring Jennie out of her comfort zone, able to make her have her push or try her limits, because we see here the 10 of Swords for Jennie. The 10 of Swords usually means lights out, you've been kaput, and you're trying to start over on a new chapter, but you're starting on a new chapter brokenhearted or not fully completed or out of sorts, disoriented. That's a foundation he all knows too well, the 3 of Swords upside down. So for that, he's able to help pull that out of Jennie, and that's where their harmony and discourse comes from, because they're able to maybe understand each other's pains, and because of that, I don't want to say trauma bonding, but they're able to connect and bond on certain levels that transcend just like a physical relationship. Like, you can't box what Jennie and Charles have. It's just something that through conversation, I'm not exactly sure how they met, but he has been a fan of Jennie's before, so it's just like, it's so for him to work with Jennie, it was just like great. But hear him as the father or the king of wands. He is somebody that is fiery, somebody that is passionate, that is charismatic, charming. He knows it. I mean, he is a very attractive man, let's be honest here. And attractive men know that they're attractive, and they play up to it. And because of that, he can do that, and he does do that. And maybe that's what he had to bring for the cameras. And maybe that's exactly the look Jennie was looking for. Just some generic, handsome guy that any woman would like gush over. And that could like boost his ego a little bit, you know? But when it comes to Jennie, he feels as though Jennie can maybe bring out the, I don't want to say the more creative side of him, but this project that he did with Jennie was a project out of passion. It was definitely something that he's always wanted, something out of reach. Maybe he has experienced it, so because of that, he was able to bring that kind of energy to the music video. He's like, yeah, I know how to play a lovesick puppy. He looked like the very perfect golden retriever boyfriend. So it's like, why would you want to break up with something like that, right? And that's exactly where this 5 of Cups is coming from. What usually is the 5 of Cups? Usually the 5 of Cups is you're looking at what you have lost, which is usually 3 cups spilt over, but there's still 2 behind you that you've got guarded, that you've got covered. And that's where 3 cups spilled, 3 swords, there's a balance. There's something that he's lost. Now, is it something that he's lost with Jennie? Or is it something that he's lost that Jennie has sparked and reawakened in him by just being who Jennie is? Jennie is oozing zen. Like, when she said that was her favorite song off that album, I believe it. That song is truly about transformation, truly about, I watched my video, I took about a good 10-15 minutes to just talk about her album, and probably most of that was me talking about the zen and the visuals and all the tarot and esoteric juicy stuff I saw in it. So because of that, Jennie truly has taken the time to do the inner work, to become this butterfly, to transform. We have yet to see it yet, but she has somebody like Charles in her life who is helping her become this person, this individual that she is aspiring to be. That's why all these cards are upside down for her, because she's looking at the weight and the burden of what it's like to live a lie, be somebody who isn't living in their authentic expression, somebody who is just creating or doing just to do, somebody who's just living life by day to day and is like a robot and is on autopilot, basically zombified and drugged out, not literally, but drugged out in the sense spaced out, don't know what's going on, just going with the motions so you can be easily influenced. Jennie is tired of that and she is making a change. And that is something that Charles is helping her with. Now, what could she be helping him with is questionable because the cards seem to be more focused on Jennie. So I'm not sure. The best way I could say it's a little lopsided. I'm not going to lie. I said it in the beginning and I still see it now, even in these cards. He pours way more into Jennie than Jennie seems to be pouring into him, but it's not personal. It's definitely not personal. She's just focused on herself. She's a strong, independent female. It just comes with the territory. So because of that, he is glad to be in her orbit. And because of that, he's happy to be a part of whatever Jennie is blossoming into, because at this point and this time in day and age, whoever you bump into and whoever you interact with on a day-to-day basis, or not even just swiftly come into your life for like a day or a few hours or a few minutes or a split second, you were like meant to meet them and they were meant to do something. And that was meant to make your life split and take a little slight trajectory a certain way. So because of that, whatever part he has in Jennie's life and evolution, this reading really just, well, I did say I was going to read on Jennie. So it makes sense that it's going to really draw towards Jennie and her energy, but that could just be how powerful and dominant that she is at this moment. And Charles could be in the more receptive, feminine energy, while Jennie is in her masculine dominant energy. It's not even the masculine dominant energy. It's when you're so divinely feminine that when you tap into the masculine, it just amplifies that even more, because it's the softer side of the masculine that the true divine masculine struggle to tap into, because it's just not of their nature to be soft. So because of that, I see that Jennie has maybe softened up his edges, has maybe made him feel alive again. It's really weird to say. Maybe giving him some hope, some courage of what a beautiful individual looks like. And even though he may not know, he can't attain her, but he knows that there is somebody out there. And if he does want to obtain that, he can just go out there and try to find somebody out there, which is really hard to do. But he's been shown the way. The light has been shined. The guidance will lead him the way. So with that being said, with the Daughter of Cups, now lastly, the card that I have yet to touch on is the Tower card upside down. And apparently when negative cards are upside down, they're even more negative. So it could be the fact that there could have been some form of a connection that he could have wanted. And maybe Jennie truly did reject him. And maybe it did shatter his world just a little bit. But, he got over it because he truly does love Jennie and who she is. And because of that, he just wants her energy, her presence in his orbit around him. So that way, when you're a positive beacon of light, somebody who is authentically themselves, people are just going to naturally be drawn to you and are going to want to be around you. Not necessarily, there are energy vampires that want to literally suck that energy from you for themselves because they are envious that they can't have the light that you have. So they'll take it from you in any sort of way. But then there are people out there that are not envious and are not jealous, that truly want to be around that light because they know if they're around that light, it's going to heal them. It's going to upbring them. Positive frequency brings positive outcomes, brings positive vibrations, and brings positive uplifting. So it's truly all about who you surround yourself with and who you want around you. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and because of that, he wants Jennie in his life for that, for who she is, what she is, and who she's becoming. And it's just beautiful to see. I even said it in the last reading. So because of that, maybe it is a sense of a mixture of loving and awing, admiration, just everything, just consumed by the energy of Jennie. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. She must be a really powerful, dominant energy force to be around. Like she said, have you ever met Jennie? You guys want to be me, talk about me, but have you ever met me? So that's how she's feeling, because she's like, if you meet me, it's a completely different story. I might change your life. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Jennie. I mean, she's not that bold, but that's the sense of confidence that she has, because she herself is radiating energy of transformation, and watching somebody glow up is just beautiful and aspiring, and you just want a little piece of that for yourself. And piece of it for yourself as in to help you grow, to help you feel better, because when you're around good energy, you just feel good. It's like catching infectious laughs. When people laugh, you want to laugh too. You don't want to be around people that are crying, because then you're just going to want to cry. You don't want to be around people that are always angry and frustrated, because then you're going to start being angry and frustrated and grumpy. So it's all about who you surround yourself with is going to affect you. And that's exactly what it is with Jennie and Charles. They definitely bring out the best in each other. And that's just because Jennie's bringing out the best within herself. So she's just going to bring out the best in other people, or make people realize that they are probably miserable and they are going to be upset that you're bringing out the positive light that they could have within themselves, that they're just choosing not to elevate to. So for that, they're going to be haters. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Jennie and Charles Miller. I sure did. And with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. And please enjoy my Sky baby. Sky! Hi, baby! Okay, with that being said, enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I really mean a lot to the channel. Please and thank you. Lady Crone and I would really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. And please leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Jennie and Charles Melton? With that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!